Pokemon Pokopia is Animal Crossing with a Pokemon coat of paint. Oh, and they also made the game a lot more engaging with a lot more to do. Let's talk about it. If you find this video engaging, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I was pretty skeptical of Pokopia when I first saw it at the Nintendo Direct. Definitely gave off that vibe of like Pokemon Minecraft, but honestly I didn't even think I would pick it up. But then as the game got closer to release and I heard a lot of the other positive reviews about it and realized that it was made by some of the same people who worked on Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is one of the few games in this genre that I've played and one I enjoyed quite a bit, I figured it was worth giving a shot. And I'm really glad I did. This game really does take a lot of the atmosphere of an Animal Crossing game, but combine it with the more directed and objective-oriented approach that Dragon Quest Builders 2 took. Finding new Pokemon by building environments, and then building up their houses to make them more comfortable for them, going into actual buildings, which you can then have multiple Pokemon live in, getting them different furniture, all those things. Really is a nice loop. There's no pressure to any of it, and it is very much things you can do for all of them, but you don't have to do. It really does give you a lot of freedom in how you design your areas while still giving just enough direction and framing to keep the game engaging for someone like me, who isn't really naturally geared towards those open-ended, creative type games, and is actually a problem I've had with this genre in the past. It's a problem I had with Animal Crossing after a while. Once you pay off your house, you're just kind of sitting on an island and you gotta make your own fun, so to speak. Pokopia kind of handles this by giving you 4 unique areas, each one with its own, not just theme, but focus. In the initial area, it's just teaching you the basics. How do you make an environment? How do you learn and use some of these new Pokemon abilities? And ultimately, you're just trying to get it to rain. So you don't have to do too much, you do some minor terraforming. But as you get to the next areas, there's one where you have to generate power and electricity, or you can start forging ore into ingots to build metallic structures, or cooking. These are all introduced very well to keep it from being overwhelming and give you that constant feel of new things to do. Similarly, the constant stream of different Pokemon that can show up is also something that keeps the game engaging. It always felt like there was a new Pokemon in one of my bases just wandering around. And each of them comes with their own abilities where they can be helpful. And each of the Pokemon are essentially stripped down villagers from Animal Crossing. They do kind of have those same personalities. And this is where a lot of the Animal Crossing inspiration comes in. A lot of the same visual and sound effects. Even the background music. I was surprised at how little Pokemon theming there was in the game. Yes, there's a lot of Pokemon, but as you're going about and playing the game, there's really not a lot of Pokemon sounds and visuals to make you feel like you're really playing a Pokemon game. The background music definitely feels like a B-side from the Animal Crossing soundtrack. The visuals, of course, look more like Minecraft, but given how they make your character look at least, still kind of keeping some of that Animal Crossing villager vibe. And it all really comes together nicely. I do think people are maybe overselling it, but it is definitely a solid, chill game, and more so than some of the other ones I played, really does let you kind of chill out and go at your own pace while still working towards clear and actionable objectives. And I think that, for me at least, is what makes this game work so well. Sometimes this does work to the game's detriment, though. Some of those objectives I was talking about, like making it rain, is presented to you in a way where it feels like you're able to action it yourself. So again, for making it rain, you have to increase the humidity, and you're told that to do that, you have to add more water and water the ground more, right? The ground is dried out, you get a Squirtle ability to water the ground, water plants, water trees. So after spending like 15 minutes running around watering everything, only to go back and have him tell me the humidity level hasn't changed, and to realize that the only way to change it was to actually do a specific request that a specific Pokemon wanted to give me that had a very specific thing I had to do, did kind of feel a little deflating. And that happens in all of the scenarios because every area has a similar kind of goal that you have to work towards that is presented in that way of, oh yeah, just add more of this to the area or do more of this in the area. But really, you're not going to move the needle unless you do do the specific requests and missions, for lack of a better word, that these Pokemon are giving you. I think it would have been cool, actually, to let you complete the objective without doing the Pokemon's request. But of course, some of those requests do teach you mechanics, so I just wish they had presented it a little differently. Don't tell me to do these things, just say, go ask Pokemon for their ideas on what we can do to raise the humidity. I think that would have just helped a little bit. One thing that I have found surprising and probably deserves its own video is Nintendo Switch 2 has come out with a lot of solid games and yet none that are truly incredible and amazing. Kind of talked about it with Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World obviously being not as well received as 8, Metroid Prime 4. These are all games that are solid enough, but really don't stand out. But the Switch 2 has kind of secretly been building up a fairly good library, and I think Pokopia is another good addition to it. There's a lot of variety in the kind of games Nintendo is putting out for their new console, and while none of them are like Breath of the Wild or Super Mario Odyssey level that the Switch 1 had in its first year, they are still solid enough to make you feel good about investing and buying the console at this stage. Pokopia definitely doesn't do too much to reinvent the wheel or revolutionize the genre, but it is a very solid implementation of the cozy game, city building, Animal Crossing type, whatever that genre is, and I'm really glad I gave it a chance. I found myself surprisingly engaged with it to an extent that I really did not expect. What do you think? Is Pokemon Pokopia as amazing and revolutionary as some people want you to think? Let me know in the comments down below. What's your favorite Pokemon? If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you all with the next video.